Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to my review of Season 4, Episode 17 of Lucha Underground called The Moth and the Butterfly. And this was a solid episode of Lucha Underground tonight. Very enjoyable episode. We had three enjoyable matches. And we're on the road to Ultima Lucha Quatro. And this episode, I gotta say, did a pretty good job, building up to it, building up to Ultima Lucha Quatro, and the storylines that they're doing, going into it. So they're doing a pretty good job in hyping us up for Ultima Lucha Quatro. But let's get started with the review. And of course, the beginning of Lucha Underground, it always opens with a recap of events that took place in the previous episodes. And after the recap, we see Aerostar standing on a roof, and he then gets approached by Melissa Santos. Melissa asks Aerostar, what's happening with Phoenix? Because as we all know, Phoenix has been, acting, really crazy and not himself. And Aerostar ended up telling Phoenix that Katrina's spirit infected him, which caused Phoenix to change into something evil, which we have seen in the past few episodes. And Melissa says to Aerostar that she can save him. But Aerostar says, he can't. Or that, if he did, it would be the end of everything. So we had that scene. But it was okay. It was an okay, scene with Aerostar and Melissa Santos. And then we went to the first match. We went into the temple. We had the first match, and it was a trios match. It was Joey Ryan, Ivelisse and XO Lishus versus the Rabbit Tribe, Paul London, El Bunny, and the White Rabbit. Of course, Paul London, replacing Mala Suerte and Saltador. If you remember, that was the original Rabbit Tribe, and now, it's now Paul London's the only the one guy that's left of the original Rabbit Tribe, and now, both those guys that he had is replaced with El Bunny and the White Rabbit. And we got this match after what we saw in last week, where the Rabbit Tribe ended up attacking Joey Ryan, Ivelisse, and XO. And this match was an enjoyable match. I really liked it. Match started with the White Rabbit entering the ring, and it led Paul London and El Bunny to distract Joey Ryan, Ivelisse, and XO Lishus. And Paul London and El Bunny took control of the match, got the upper hand in the match. And the White Rabbit, he didn't get into the match maybe till I gotta say maybe 10 minutes into the match. So it was all Paul London and El Bunny doing all the work. And when the White Rabbit finally got in the ring, which he tagged himself into the match. I think he tagged Paul London, and he got into the match. And the White Rabbit had to face off against Joey Ryan. And so Joey Ryan did his best. He ended up super kicking the White Rabbit, but White Rabbit, showed, was able to withstand, getting super kicked. And Joey Ryan ended up super kicking the White Rabbit twice. And the White Rabbit would withstand both kicks. And that led to the White Rabbit ended up hitting a suplex on Joey Ryan. So Joey Ryan was down. And then we saw the White Rabbit pull out a white glove from his trousers. And he puts it on, and he beats Joey. He wins the match for the Rabbit Tribe because he ended up putting the mandible claw on Joey Ryan. You know, mandible claw, we all seen it, you know, from Mick Foley. So the Rabbit Tribe ended up winning the match. So then we saw after the match, the White Rabbit, he ended up, you know, swinging, you know, the watch in front of his glove, and when he took, when he unlocked the mandible claw from Joey Ryan, we saw the glove was bloodied up on the tips of the glove, and we saw just Joey Ryan just convulsing, you know, in the ring as Lucha Underground went to commercial. So, but all in all, it was an enjoyable match. Really liking this new Rabbit Tribe, you know, that with Paul London, El Bunny, and the White Rabbit. I gotta say, I like this pairing of the Rabbit Tribe than what was originally with Mala Suerte and Saltador. So, and also Paul London, you know, had you know, white face paint here, gave him like a new look for himself. So, but also Joey Ryan, Ivelisse, and XO Lishus, they were of course entertaining in the match. So then we had when Lucha Underground came back from a commercial, we had Killshot versus Son of Havoc. This was a really good match. This was an enjoyable match. These two were former trios partners. And Killshot, at the beginning of the match, at the start of the match, he would go after Havoc's mask. And the two end up, you know, going back and forth. This was a back and forth match between Havoc and Killshot. And at the end of the match, Son of Havoc end up getting the win. End up, you know, pinning Killshot. So Son of Havoc wins the match. And after the match, we had Killshot ends up attacking Son of Havoc. He ended up, you know, punching him several times with his dog tags, which is like this chain. He ended up punching him with it. Before that, Killshot ended up kneeing Havoc. And then we saw Killshot then unmasked Havoc. Took Havoc's, you know, whole mask off. And so, of course, Havoc had to cover up his face. So out comes Antonio Cueto, and he was out. He was talking about the importance of their masks, and he then makes a match at Ultima Lucha Quatro, and it's going to be the two of them going at it again, Son of Havoc and Killshot, in a mask versus mask match. So that's going to be awesome to see. So that's going to be awesome to see at Ultima Lucha Quatro. So, but all in all, Killshot versus Son of Havoc. This was a good match. It was enjoyable. It was a back and forth match between them. With good wrestling. Then we had after when Lucha Underground came back from the commercial, Melissa Santos ended up introducing Marty the Moth Martinez. Marty ended up coming out with Chelsea Green, who now goes by, her name is now Reclusa. I think that's how you pronounce the name. So he goes to the ring. Marty gets on the mic, and he talks about, you know, his journey and, you know, the people who have humiliated him. And he talked about how he had Reclusa. This is what we find out. We find out that Reclusa, aka Chelsea Green, attacked Sexy Star at her home. And pretty much they explained that is the reason why Sexy Star hasn't been on Lucha Underground, hasn't been on the show. And we see, you know, Reclusa ends up holding up, you know, Sexy Star's mask. So we saw that. And Marty would then say, you know, he wants to give his sister, Mariposa, a shot at the Lucha Underground Championship. For forcing him, you know, to focus on winning the Lucha Underground Championship. Because Mariposa, you know, wanted him to focus on, you know, hopefully getting, you know, the Lucha Underground Championship. You know, that was before Marty ended up winning it. So Mariposa ended up coming out. The show went to commercial. And then when it came back, we had the match. It was Marty the Moth Martinez versus his sister, Mariposa, for the Lucha Underground Championship. And Matt Striker, on commentary, ended up stating that this match is a no DQ match, is a no disqualification match. And we saw Marty, at the beginning of the match, Marty ends up going after Mariposa's mask, and he controlled the match. The action ended up going outside of the ring, and, you know, Marty was still in control of the match. He ended up throwing Mariposa around the temple, threw him into the chairs, and she was also thrown into the announcer's desk. And we see that Mariposa is bleeding badly from that. And we just saw Marty then yell, "Bleed, bleed, sister." And we saw Marty end up throwing Mariposa head first, you know, at the announcer's desk. You know, her head went straight first into the side of the announcer's desk. Then Mariposa ended up making, you know, getting the upper hand of the match. Then we saw Marty end up power bombing her once into the bleachers there, and he ended up power bombing, vicious power bomb onto the floor. Very vicious power bomb, which looked cool. And during this whole match, Reclusa, aka Chelsea Green, was on the ring apron, just watching. There was a point where she went under the ring, and she ended up retrieving a chair for Marty. Marty, of course, then attempted to hit Mariposa with the chair, but Mariposa ended up making another comeback in the match, getting the upper hand. And she then, Mariposa then got on the mic, and I really liked what she said to Marty right here. She ended up saying, "Hey Marty, you want to play with chairs? Let's play, bitch." And I was just laughing at that. I really liked that, you know, what she had to say to Marty. And then she ended up taking the chair and throwing it at Marty. The chair bounced off of Marty's head. It was a very sick throw of the chair. And Mariposa just went under the ring, started taking chairs out, throwing them on top of Marty. She ended up slamming a lot of chairs onto him. So Marty was covered with all those chairs by the announcer's desk, and the crowd was really loving it. And the match then headed back into the ring, and Mariposa was still had the upper hand in the match, and she ended up hitting a really awesome Samoan drop on Marty, which he went through the chair. She ended up getting a near fall, and I thought that when she hit that Samoan drop, I thought that was it, because I kind of like saw that, you know, I thought it was a 3 count. It looked like a 3 count, but the ref moved, you know, his hand, you know, that quick, so it was only a 2 count. But to me, it looked like a 3. Sorry about that, but I was saying, you know, it looked like a 3 when the ref counted, and after Mariposa ended up hitting that Samoan drop on Marty, you know, onto the chair. And Mariposa ended up going for a kudo driver when Reclusa, aka Chelsea Green, came into the ring, and she ended up booting Mariposa, which led to Marty hitting Mariposa with Pentagon Dark's finisher, which is the package pile driver. Of course, sending the message. Marty sending the message to Pentagon. So Marty ended up hitting that for the win. And Marty Moth Martinez is still your Lucha Underground champion. Still retains the title. And so then after the match, Marty got on the mic, and he ended up telling Mariposa that, you know, the same focus that she gave him will keep him as the Lucha Underground champion. And he then challenges Pentagon Dark at Ultima Lucha Quatro. It's going to be a Cero Miedo match. So that's going to be really awesome to see. And Marty then says, you know, he would dedicate the match to Mariposa, to his sister Mariposa, and Pentagon Dark. And after he said all that, he says he would dedicate this, I quote, dedicate this to Pentagon Dark. And so then he mocks Pentagon Dark's, you know, arm break-in, and Marty ends up breaking Mariposa's arm. So that was Marty ended up sending a message to Pentagon. Pentagon Dark would then run out. He would come out with a chair, because he had a chair with him. He ended up running Marty out of the ring with that. And so Pentagon gets on the mic, and he tells Marty that he accepts his challenge. And he accepts his challenge, the match at Ultima Lucha Quatro, the Cero Miedo match. And Pentagon also states that he promised the fans he would break all of Marty's bones. And that's pretty much how, you know, it ended, how the episode ended. But really looking forward to this match between Pentagon and Marty, a Cero Miedo match at Ultima Lucha Quatro. I think this is going to be really entertaining. And, you know, maybe they're going to give Pentagon back the Lucha Underground Championship at Ultima Lucha Quatro. But who knows? Or maybe they're going to give Marty, you know, a long reign as the Lucha Underground, with the Lucha Underground Championship. Gotta wait and see. So, yeah, but all in all, Martinez versus Mariposa for the Lucha Underground Championship. No disqualification match. Very enjoyable match. Really good match. very entertaining, and very brutal parts, and parts of the match. Especially Mariposa ended up taking that head hit into the side of the announcer's desk, and that, like I said, that awesome part where she ended up saying, "Marty, you want to play with chairs? Let's play, bitch." And then she ended up throwing the chairs on Marty. Really like that. Really enjoyed that. So yeah, so like I said, they're doing a good job building up to Ultima Lucha Quatro. And I'm really looking forward to where the build-up goes, more as we head to Ultima Lucha Quatro. So, yeah, so anyways, that's it for my review of Season 4, Episode 17 of Lucha Underground, called The Moth and the Butterfly. And forgot to mention, that's what the episode title of this episode is, with Marty the Moth, Martinez, and Mariposa. Marty is the Moth, and Mariposa is the Butterfly. So yeah, so that fit the episode title really cool, really good. So yeah, so anyways, hope you all enjoyed this review. Thank you all for watching, and definitely give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and until the next video, I'll see you all later. Bye.